Hey, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Tropical back here today for a brand new YouTube video. So today we're back here to talk about Montreal Canadiens prospect, the top Montreal Canadiens prospect in my opinion, over Slavkovsky, over all of those guys, in Lane Hutson. Lane Hutson has been killing it in the NCAA this year, and yeah, he's now looked at one of the best defensive prospects in the entire National Hockey League and is most likely going to be a superstar for the Montreal Canadiens at the blue line. But before getting into the details of this video, I invite you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. We're 40 subscribers away from getting to 3K subscribers. My objective was to get there before mid-March, March 15. So we're 4 days away, 40 subs away. So if you could help me out with that, that would be perfect. As well as the like button. Let's try and get 70 likes on this video. That would be amazing. So yeah, Lane Hutson got drafted in the 2022 NHL draft by the Montreal Canadiens in the second round, 62 overall, with the Edmonton Oilers second round pick, which they acquired in exchange of Brett Kulak. So they basically flipped Brett Kulak from Lane Hutson. He was born February 14 at Valentine's Day 2004 in Missouri. He's 19 years old. He shoots left. He's a left defenseman. He's 5'9", 148 pounds. That's old news now. He's 5'10 and a half, and he's at 167 pounds. So he got bigger. That's some good news. That was one of the issues on why he did not get selected in the top 10, is because he was small. But apparently he has a medical condition that limits his growth. So yeah, he got bigger. Still has a couple of years to get bigger. If he can be around that 5'10", 5'11", 175, 180, he would definitely be able to play at the NHL level. He would be around the same side as Quinn Hughes. And Quinn Hughes, we all know it. He surpassed Brian Leach on the fastest player to reach 200 assists. So yeah, he's definitely capable of performing at that size, and Lane Hutson will be as well. He has every tools in his arsenal. His hedges are insane. His passing, his playmaking ability, his skating, even his wrist shot. He's a complete beauty at the blue line. Reminds a lot of Cale Makar, Adam Fox, those type of players. Talking about Adam Fox and Cale Makar, he surpassed them as a freshman in the NCAA. He now has the best season ever in terms of goal and in terms of point per game and in point total. So he's in front of those guys at the same year, in the same league, at the same age, in front of Makar and Fox, who are probably the two best offensive defensemen in the National Hockey League, and Cale Makar probably the best ever in the National Hockey League as an offensive defenseman, getting up there with Brian Leach and all of those guys. So it certainly is encouraging to see how good this guy's been performing, even at the World Juniors, even though he was getting really low ice time. He made some amazing plays. And next year's World Junior, he's probably going to be having a bigger role. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he will develop in that. But yeah, definitely the top HABS prospect. His potential is limitless. The sky's the limit for him. Like, really, he can become anything he wants in the National Hockey League. And yeah, he probably, if he was bigger, would have been the first overall of that draft class. If he was at draft year 5'10", 5'11", 180 pounds, he would have definitely have been in the top 10, in the top 5, or maybe first overall, because this guy's an absolute beauty. And I can guarantee you that if it was if they could go back in the draft, probably every team in the NHL would pick him, because he's been doing amazing in the NCAA this year. And even in the USHL, in his draft year, he got 32 points in 27 games, which is close to what Adam Fox was doing in his draft year. And same thing for Cam York, even though Cam York has been a disappointment. He still has room to develop, though, Cam York. But yeah, my question is, will Lane Hutson be more of a Cam York? I mean, Cam York is a bit of a bigger format, which is probably the reason why he hasn't been performing at the best of levels. And Cam York was playing in probably the best U.S. national development team ever to play in the USHL. So probably his point production got boosted a little bit by playing with Turcotte, playing with Hughes, playing with Zegras, playing with Caulfield and all of those guys. And Lane Hutson was not playing with that caliber of a team. And he performed a lot better than York in the NCAA in his freshman year. So I'm not worried at all. I'm sure that his game will translate into the NHL. The only thing that remains to be known is if he's only going to be an elite player. Is he going to be just a top pairing player? Is he going to be just a power play quarterback, or is he going to be a franchise caliber player? I definitely do think that the potential to be a franchise caliber player like Adam Fox and Cale Makar is there. Like, I can see it, and everybody that knows hockey a little bit can probably see it. And I've read a lot of recruiters talk about this guy, saying that if it was to redo, he probably would be ended up in the top 5 at that draft. So Lane Hutson, future franchise player. Maybe the Canadiens got 2 top 10 picks in that draft in Safkovsky and Hudson. But yeah, definitely a steal by Gorton, and can't choose in Lane Hudson. And yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to follow him over the next couple of years. I've seen some people ask me on Twitter, is he going to make the jump next year? Is he going to make the jump soon? Blah, blah, blah. Well, if there's no rush with him, we already have a lot of young talent at the blue line in Harris, Jacky, Gooley, all of those guys. I say we develop those guys at the NHL level. We keep Hudson in the NCAA for 1 extra or even 2 more years. After that, you play him 1 year in the NHL, and after you make him call up. So at least 2 or 3 years before Hudson makes the jump, in my opinion, would be ideal, would be perfect, as there's no rush to call him up. We already have young guys. There's also Mayu coming in the NHL and at the professional level at least next year. So yeah, there's no rush. Let him develop. Let him get bigger. And yeah, when he's gonna come, he's gonna be dominant. That's what we need. That's what we want to see. So yeah, the best case scenario for Hudson, in 3 years he plays in the NHL and he is a dominant player, winning the Calder and all of that. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. And for me, Lane Hutson is probably the best HABS prospect we've had in like 25, 30 years. So yeah, that's just how good Lane Hutson is and how good this guy will be, in my opinion. I remember at the draft, I was there with my friends. We were like kind of in the Reds at the Bell Center, really, really low. And Lane Hutson, we saw him when he got drafted. We were like, oh my God, this guy looks like he's 12. And then my friend looked at his stats in the USHL, and he went like, oh, imagine if he's the next Cale Makar. And we were all laughing at him. It was like, why? What are you talking about, man? This guy's like, he's short as hell. And now that I've seen him play, and now that he performed that good with Boston University as a freshman in the NCAA, surpassing Adam Fox and Cale Makar in terms of goal, point per game, and point production, I'm just like, all right, it might be a possibility. He might be not as good as Cale Makar, but certainly at close to that level, like in the Adam Fox and Cale Makar level, is certainly as a possibility right now. So yeah, the Canadiens have a diamond, a gem at the blue line, and he's the best prospect in their system. So yeah, let me know what you guys all think about this in the comments below. Best prospect in 25, 30 years for the Habs. And yeah, it's been your boy Tropical. Subscribe, leave a like, share, comment, do anything you want, and I'll see y'all later for another video. Have a nice rest of your day, and bye-bye.